Okay, so this is Federal, the road that you're seeing right here. We are south of I-70. I'm trying something completely new today. Never been this way at all. Never considered going this way. But if you remember a few days ago, I went a new direction. I got to a road where I was like, well, I don't see any bike lanes. So I'm gonna turn around and leave, and I headed back. This is that same road, but we're about a mile south of that turnaround point. So what happened was, and I'm gonna spin around here. I came, well, this is 46th, if you see the sign here. Oops, sign there. This is 46th. New elections now. Not complaining. And on 46th the other day, yesterday, down at Pecos was a post office, and I went to the post office, and I noticed that 46 had this bike lane right here. So I said, cool, let's go check it out. Let's go this way, let's explore. Remember the whole exploring thing? I think my tires are a little low on air, because whenever I turn or anything, they sound flat. But it's a nice little neighborhood. I-70 is right on the other side of these buildings right in front of us. I don't know if they're apartments or condos, but so I said, screw it, let's go try something different today, because tomorrow is going to be Saturday. Oh, that was a Waymo car? Okay. And I said, you know, tomorrow I'm going to want to go downtown, you know, ride around where there's less traffic and stuff. But today I was like, well, let's go do something different. So, yeah, Waymo car right there. So here we are, doing something different. Waymo car, we're not following you. We're going over here to the path. Oops. Ooh, what's up, puppy? Hi. Actually, we'll just stay on this. There's no reason not to. And we're gonna go around this little lake here. Oops. Or maybe we're gonna go over here because there's a runner on the and pedestrians. Hey, puppy. What's up? No, I'm talking to you. How you doing? Oops. Hey, puppy. Hello, other puppy. So yeah. Thin ice. Keep off. Well, considering it's water, I would definitely say the ice is extremely thin at the moment. Yes, I know the sign is there year-round, blah, 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 but still. Surprisingly large amount of people out walking right now. It is 9:39, October 3rd, 2025. Yeah, I got up this morning. I didn't sleep very well. I woke up a bunch of times during the night and was even up for like an hour between 3:30 and 4:30. And then my alarm hit at 5:30, and I didn't want to get up, but I did. I went to the gym. I got a workout in. Not a great one, but a mediocre or moderately okay one. I just wasn't feeling it. I think I'm still coming down from all that caffeine I was doing by doubling up on my pre-workout stuff. So I need to get my body balanced back down to, you know, where the normal amount is, you know, a good amount of caffeine. Sorry. Came back, made some breakfast, and now I'm on the bike. But as I was leaving to go on the bike, remember, I live in a low-income building, and I was leaving on the bike, and one of the staff members was standing outside smoking, you know, illegally, because he and I had a conversation about this the other day when it was raining and people were not in the smoking area because the smoking area is uncovered. They were all huddled by the front door, and I was like, I don't care. It's still a law. You have to be 25 feet from the entrance. He's like, well, that puts the smokers in the rain. And I was like, that's the smoker's problem, not a me problem. And so now he's a smoker. Now every time he sees me, he's like, I'm away from the door. I'm away from the door. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So we're just going around the park right now. So yeah. But he was telling me, he just had this look of defeat on his face. And I was like, what's going on? And he goes, well, there's just a bunch of stuff going down today. And I was like, really? Like drama? Like, not business as usual, but like actually drama with the residents? And he goes, yeah. I was like, really? I say, I got up and went to the gym this morning. He goes, that was probably a good idea because it was pretty hectic earlier. I'm like, really? Early in the morning? And he's like, yeah. Oh. What's up, teeny weeny prairie dog? Yeah, that little dog was running around like a prairie dog. So yeah, now I'm on a bike ride and it's Friday. I mean, I had no intention of going anywhere or doing anything unless I could come up with something to do, which at the moment I cannot. I'm trying not to spend any money I don't have to spend, which severely limits where you go and what you do. So, oops, let's jump back out there on the bike path. Bike lane to Lakeside, and that's exactly what I was looking for, is a bike lane to Lakeside. These are nice little houses. I love these old neighborhoods like this. I know a lot of people in Colorado like their new cookie cutter homes and the newer subdivisions and neighborhoods and stuff, but I like these old houses. They just have more character. They're probably tiny on the inside. Probably extremely tiny. I used to own a townhouse that was probably bigger than these houses. But it was also a little older. Not quite as old as these. These were probably built in post-war Colorado. And my house was built in 1965, if I remember correctly. I haven't lived there in 20 years, so I'm guessing. But yeah, nice little neighborhood, the kind of idyllic looking place that you expect to see a bunch of kids going up and down the street on Halloween. There's a giant freaking house. Holy crap. Somebody was important at one point. Dang. I mean, bigger than the house on my left here. I'm not going to turn around and show you because there are so many trees and stuff in the way. I don't know if the camera would even pick it up very well. But I did look up a plan for this squeaking, and I might go to the store later and get the silicone, because that's what it said. It said either use a silicone-based lubricant or a bicycle-specific lubricant, which I'm assuming is, safe for bicycles. So I'll go get some like WD-40 silicone or some variation thereof. I was stopping to let that car go since they had their blinker on, but she waved me on, so here we go. They got a double fence. What's that about? Huh. Interesting. And that sign says, bike. I am bike. Well, I am biking. So yeah, apparently there's some drama going on in my building this morning, for now. And is this a church? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind living in a little place like this either. I love these. The girl I used to live with called them pocket neighborhoods, where, you just get some neighborhood stuff that's, like secret little neighborhoods behind everything else. And when she wanted to buy a house, she wanted a little pocket neighborhood. Like I think I've been to this. I think this is a library. Yeah, this is a library, Denver Public Library. I have been here. It's an old house at this park. They do not carry a lot of stock, but, with their library interchange system, you can get anything you want. So if you live around here, it's great. I'm a huge fan of libraries. But yeah. I believe there's a lake down here too, so we're going to go down that way. And then at the other end of this park is Lakeside Amusement Park. I have been to Lakeside. It's been 15 years or more since I've been to Lakeside, but I have been there. It's a little locally owned amusement park. It's been around for about 120 or 115 years or something right now. Because I remember when I went there, they were talking about that dude was living in his van, which is cool. I know somebody living in an identical van. except she's a girl and she's short enough to almost be able to stand up in it. Great engine though. I helped her find the van. She was living in a Jeep Liberty, tiny ass little Jeep. And I was like, yeah, if you're going to do this for the summer, you know, because I met her in March. If you're just going to do this for the summer and have a good time and tell your friends you lived in your car one season or something, cool, go for it, stay in your Jeep. But if you're going to try and do this full time, you're going to need more space than a Jeep. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. And she thanks me profusely all the time for convincing her to get a van. And the van, the price was right, and it was already somewhat built out in the middle. It already had a bed and counter and a little kitchenette and stuff. So she's happy. Man, look at how many people are out and about today. It's Friday. Like, sometimes people have jobs. But it is, like, Mondays and Fridays, a lot of work from home, people work from home, so. But you're taking up my sidewalks, people. Yeah, see, more people. But yeah. So I think I've walked around this park once before too, like many moons ago. Like we're talking 22 years ago. I was staying at a friend's house in the area. I'm moving up on your right. Okay. I warned you. She flinched and I was like, I warned you. Yeah, like I said, moving up on your right. On your left. Okay. Excuse me. So, yeah, that old lady jumped too, and I was like, on your left. Like, I'm not hiding, I'm not sneaking up on you. If you're not paying attention to your surroundings, it's not my fault. It's called situational awareness. But yeah, I stayed at a friend's house up in Arvada, and my dog was alive at the time, and I went around and checked out not all of them, but a lot of parks in the north end of Denver here, because I always lived in the south end. And you can see Lakeside Amusement Park right there. Now I think right now the sign says it's only open on the weekends. I drove by here a couple Saturdays ago, and I don't think it was open at all. If it was, well, let's just say they didn't have a lot of customers. But I know that's primo land, and a lot of people want to buy it, but I also know the family from last time I talked to them, and granted it was like 20 years ago, or the last time I went there, the family doesn't want to sell it or anything. They want to invest and get it up and running and make it a destination place again. Especially since, you know, we have Elitch Gardens in Denver, which I've ridden by a gazillion times, but we don't have access to like a Disney World or what's the other place called? Six Flags or anything. There's a dog park right here. Ooh, short fence. I say it like that because I have a person in my building who has her puppy husky, and I was like, yeah, you need to start socializing him, or socializing her, so she can be a good neighbor. And she's like, well, I don't know how to. A lot of the people in the building won't let their dogs say hi. And I'm like, yeah, you need to find a local dog park, see if she doesn't own a car, so I'm like, but she can take her dog on the bus. I'm like, see if there's a bus that goes down there. It's not that far away, less than 5 miles. So, a couple of schoolies. Oh, one. But is that a school or is that a rec center? I don't know. These aren't schoolies. Okay, these are owned by the city of Denver. I thought they were schoolies, converted buses into tiny apartments, which I wanted to do myself at one point, but I didn't have anywhere to do the work. So we're going to jump back over here. And if I go south on this road a couple of miles, I'll get to that Sloan Lake Park, which is where I went, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. So I can literally go from park to park here. Like if I cut through the neighborhood there, just to alleviate the amount of road traffic, we'd be fine. Oh, that little tiny house is for sale, but I wouldn't want to live on a corner like this. There is no bicycle lane here. So, I was kind of hoping, yeah, we're going to go up and check. Oh. 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 Ow. So I'm going to sit down for a second. That happened. Whew. Oh, that hurt. Got a little road rash on my knee here. Oh, damn. Look at this. Ate through my shoe. Holy crap. And my sock. So, whew. All right. So what happened? There was no ADA access on this to the sidewalk from the road, which is okay because I'm not at an intersection. I'm not making a complaint there. Actually, let's do this. So I was going to go this way because I think there is a trail system that parallels I-70 there, which is what, a couple hundred yards north of me right now. So I was like, well, let's not ride in traffic because Federal or Sheridan here is a busy road. Let's jump up here on the sidewalk. So obviously I went to pull the bike up. I pulled the front tire up onto the sidewalk, but the rear tire got no grip. So instead of crawling up there with me, it just kind of slid and it would not come up onto the sidewalk. And what happened was I fell over. So I have a boo-boo there. I have a shoe that I just bought in May, by the way. With giant holes in it now, and my sock has a hole in it. My foot has some road rash on it, but all said and done, that's the only damage that I know of at the moment. I did stretch. I put my leg down, my right leg, to try and catch myself before I fell, and that helped me from falling over on my side or my, anything and having a worse injury. Because the worst thing I could think of was breaking a bone or something at this point. So yeah, that was fun, he said sarcastically. Everything's still working, minus the hole in my leg. So I'm going to continue riding. I don't know if I'm going to do a full 20 miles. We'll see. I am noticing that the thing here is a little crooked. The fender on the front tire is a little crooked. But, we work with what we got. So I don't know if that was a condition of the tire being a little deflated, but in four-wheel driving, you deflate your tires to get better grip. So I don't know if that's valid. I don't even know if the tires are a little deflated. They just feel a little deflated. So yeah, we're gonna continue. Oh, by the way, yeah, hat, keep the sun off my head, sunglasses, keep the sun out of my eyes, and this is what I'm working with. Sorry. Oh. And like I always say when I start road trips and stuff, pedal and everything's okay. Let's see. Oh. Pedal is bent. I can feel it while I'm pedaling. So the pedal got a little bent. That's not good. I mean, pedals are cheap. That's not an issue, but it's still not good. Brakes still work. Yeah, good times. Like I said, I thought there was a trail over here somewhere, but I guess I'm incorrect. Oh, so I'm gonna turn around and head back the way I came. So weird with a bent pedal. Because the bent pedal feels like bent. It's still working, it just feels bent. And honestly, I don't know if it's the pedal or the sprocket. I'm hoping it's just something simple like the pedal. But who knows? And you can see some fall leaves there. Good times, Jason. Good times. I'm really upset about these shoes, though. I mean, I'll still wear them as gym shoes. They're still fine for that, but damn. Or I have the old pair that I replaced these with. I can wear those too. But I'm probably going to end up scabbing on my foot. Not much, not nearly as much as my knee, but a little bit. So yeah, that's what happens when nothing goes right. And as I always tell people when I'm starting a road trip or something, it's not an adventure if everything goes your way. If everything goes your way, it's just a plan. Adventure happens when plans or when reality deviates from the plan. I think these are I think I passed these ladies earlier, and the one in the pink shirt gave me a dirty look. And honestly, I don't know if it's two ladies or a lady and a dude. I'm guessing two ladies, but when we get up here to the driveway, I'll move over to the bike trail. Excuse me. If you notice, that time I didn't even pretend to say on your left, because apparently she wasn't listening the first time. Why would she be listening this time? But she heard the squeaking. So she didn't hear me when I said on your left, but she did hear the squeaking. So for what that's worth. Yeah, it doesn't look like the arm of the sprocket, the pedal arm, is broken in any way, shape, or form, or bent at all. But it feels like, yeah, the pedal or something got a little wonky. So maybe some point in the next day or two, I'll take it apart and take a look at it. Oops. Oh, okay. Is there a bike lane? There is a bike lane on the other side. Cool. Except there's a car coming. Well, the car that's coming decided it needed a parallel park, so we're going to go over here. And I don't know if it's because I lowered the pedal assist or if something I did, but it doesn't feel like it's pedaling as easy as before. Good times. What's up, teeny weeny puppies? Let's go to pedal assist 2. Okay, that feels a little better, so. Hey, puppy. So yeah, that's my morning so far. Oh man, there was something I saw this morning coming back from the gym that kind of shocked me. We've all seen the unmarked police cars, right? The ones that look like, you know, the kind of cars police normally drive, whether it's an SUV or a sedan or something, but they have no markings on them. You know, those are sketchy enough as it is, because police shouldn't have to hide themselves, and as far as I know, no other countries do police routinely hide themselves. But yeah, this morning when I was coming back from the gym, I jumped on the interstate for like 3 miles, and there was a cop car that looked like it had a minivan pulled over. But then I noticed the minivan also had flashing lights like a cop car, like an unmarked cop car. And as I'm passing, I'm like, what the heck's going on? You know, because if it's another cop car, or if it's sometimes construction vehicles or whatever have lights on them for what, you know, to alert people that, you know, construction's going on. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's something like that. Maybe it's not a cop car. But as I pull up closer, I see 2 cops out standing and talking to a homeless guy who's just walking down the shoulder of the highway, of the interstate. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I can't say he wasn't breaking any laws, because I don't know if it's illegal to walk on the shoulder of the interstate. But, you know, he was an older guy, long beard, long hair, torn clothes, wearing a backpack, pulling like one of those airport style suitcases with the wheels on it. And they were just standing there talking to him. They weren't doing anything mean or aggressive, but still, it's like, you know, if you're checking on his safety and his well-being, sure, absolutely, I support it. If you're just there to give him a hard time, no. But yeah, the point being that apparently Colorado or Denver, because I don't know if it was if the unmarked car, because it was unmarked, I don't know if it was Denver police or if it was state patrol. But apparently there is at least one unmarked minivan out there patrolling the streets or the interstates. I don't know. But that was I mean, you hear about those stories about, you know, jurisdictions doing that, but I've never seen it with like the bait cars or the sneaker cars like that. Like I said, the ones that are already unmarked are dangerous enough, because police shouldn't hide themselves. That's the whole thing with ICE right now, is ICE is hiding their faces. They're hiding their vehicles. They're hiding behind anonymity. And the government employees should not do that. Whew. So this is all uphill. I'm in pedal assist 2, which is fine. Yeah. So, yay. And it does feel like something's rubbing, but I don't know if it's the fender rubbing against the tire The tire doesn't, sorry, I thought I heard a bell behind me indicating that a bicycle was coming up behind me. I'm looking at the tire. It doesn't seem like anything's out of whack or anything, like a bent rim. So if you've ever ridden a bicycle, you know what I'm talking about. You just look down and see if it's going straight or if there's a little wobble in it. But yeah, I don't know if I'll get to it today or if I'll get to it another day, but because I'm pretty sure once I get off the bike and I let my leg relax, I'm gonna feel all that missing skin. So, and I think, yeah, this is where I turned on the camera, on that corner over there. So I'll take you down to the post office with me, and then we'll be about a mile from where I live, and I'll let you guys go. Alright, should be green here any second. There it is. Whew. Yep. I can already feel my that scrape on my foot. And I don't have any, I might have to call my brother and see what's up. Oh, so apparently this is a Sunnyside neighborhood. I did not know that. My brother's a doctor. I'll send him a picture and be like, dude, what do I do with this? And he's gonna be like, don't do anything with it. Let it scab over, you'll be fine. And I'll be like, yeah, but I don't want to. Because that's typically what I've always done, is just let it heal. But yeah. Okay, it doesn't feel like the rear brakes are gripping as well as they used to. I mean, they were always questionable, but yeah, they just don't feel like they're grabbing as well as they should be at the moment. Oops. I'm not hearing any extra noises or anything either, so that's good. Wow. I'm gonna check. So, odometer, 717 miles on this bike, so minus a couple miles. So say 715 miles. And that's how far I got before I fell. I mean, not terrible, but, you know, I didn't want to have to deal with pain. I don't like pain. It's not my favorite thing. But I also know pain is temporary. Unless, of course, it's psychological pain. Oops, that car's coming. Oh, well. I was already going. Ooh, apple tree. Yeah. She was like a friend of mine. I mean, she was a little stockier than my friend, but same kind of visuals. My friend was more petite, is what I'm saying. But the same, like, skin tone, same kind of hair, the same similar noses and eyes and things like that. I guess I can go to a, ooh, these things are cool. So I'll take a look real quick. These are these Airstream little camper thingies right here. I looked at one of these. I really did. They're expensive. That's like 40 grand or something. It's ridiculous. But I looked at one. Traveler, you know, just tow it, put it on the back of my truck, tow it around. Oh, this might be a schoolie, so let's go take a look and I'll show you what a schoolie is if you don't know. And, But there wasn't enough room to fit a motorcycle or anything, and that bothered me. And that's I-70 straight ahead. Nope, that's a traveling boutique. Okay. But what happens is people buy old school buses, convert them to apartments, and then they just travel around, do what they got to do. Apparently the meat place here is for rent. This building right here, because it used to be a meat outlet next to a funeral home. That's like those pictures that you see on online sometimes about the animal shelter being next to the Chinese restaurant. We're just going around the block. I believe those are probably condos or townhouses or something, so. Yeah, nice little neighborhood. My uncle lived in a neighborhood like this. Bought the house in like 1992 or 1990 or something like that and sold it last year. Took the money and moved to Arizona because his wife was tired of being cold, which shocked him and me. Him more than me, because she has developed a number of illnesses in her age. She's in her 70s. She had developed a number of illnesses that prevented her from moving around. She had a walker. She couldn't stand for periods of time. And according to him, she had barely left the house in like 5 years. So, you know, as he put it, what's the point of moving to avoid the cold when she doesn't go out in the cold anyway? Like, valid. But she wouldn't let, she had a little Ford Escape, not Ford Escape, Ford whatever, little SUV thing. And he wasn't allowed to drive it because it was hers. And he wasn't allowed to sell it because it was hers. And she swore up and down she'd get back on her feet one day. Here's the post office right here that I came to. And I'm only living like a mile from here right now. Post office is hiring, by the way. But yeah, so she had apparently lived in Arizona for a little bit before they met. Before she moved to Denver and they met, and she's like, I want to move to Arizona, so he sold his house. They made a lot of money on it, but then they moved to Arizona, and he's miserable, and she's happy, and still not leaving the house, so it didn't matter. But, like I said, I'm going to stop recording, because I'm going to go up the street over here, head back. I'll probably get 11 miles out of today's ride. But thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching me get injured. And we will try this again. I don't know when. Maybe tomorrow. May not be tomorrow. Well, there's a car right there. So that guy was waving me along. And I was like, dude, there's a car coming up behind you. And then he gives me the thumbs up. And I was like, okay. And then I went, and he's like, have a great... And I gave him a thumbs up to like, you know, hey, thanks for looking out for me. And he's like, have a great day. So, anywho, we're going to stop at this stop sign. So 3, 2, 1, and stop.